live. I am 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏. I am so glad you're here joining me. When you come on, say hello, hello, hello. That's our Workouts for Older Men live greeting. I come to you at this time almost 7 days a week because I want to connect with you. We can talk about working out, whatever level you're at right now, whether you've been working out for 15 years, you've been working out for 15 months. Now that you're a little bit older, you're putting more focus and attention to that. We can talk about workouts, nutrition, motivation. A lot of men talk about motivation. I want to, if you know that's you, I've got an opportunity to get with you. I'm doing these 90-minute, what I call better than you expected goal setting sessions, really get you emotionally connected to why this is so important to you. And I'll talk about that more later on. But I got many ways to help you reach your goals through my one-on-one coaching. I really take the time, right? When I coach men, I've got videos, I can package things up like you can get other places, but really it's the explaining to you, coming into your world where you're at now, not just dumping a whole bunch of information on you. It's the communication back and forth week by week, having you immerse yourself in the process for a length of time. That's how you create lasting change. That's how you move forward with certainty. Right. And that's what I do with you. I keep you accountable. We got a lot of ways to connect all through that almost every single day. And then we talk once a week. The call is recorded. I have you fill out a form so you know what you want to get out of it. You kind of tell me where you're at, what your victories, what your challenges were. Right. You get clear on what you want to get out of every call. And then I take it from there. The next day after our call, I want you to, sleep on it, let it marinate, as I say. And then there's another form for you to fill out. What do you find most valuable out of the time we spent together? Week by week by week, along with my coaching and your actual practical application, not just taking more and more information and maybe doing it, maybe not, having that accountability, that push, right? Knowing that you got to do this, all right, for this period of time. That's what creates lasting change, right? And when you move forward, you know you're going in the right direction because we're talking about it all the time. A lot of times the road to get where you want from where you are now, especially if you look better than most men, it's kind of a counterintuitive journey, especially when you do it in a sustainable manner, right? And that's what I do with my one-on-one coaching for men who just look, I don't want to look all over the internet. Hey, this guy looks good. He's almost 60 years old, right? He's been doing this for a long time. I did a Google search. I saw all of his articles. Look at the way he's talking about things simplified. I want it simplified. And again, you want this nightmare to go over. You don't want all this uncertainty. You look in the mirror. Is it a new training routine? Is my diet? Oh, well, the diet's so overwhelming. You don't need to go through that. In 12 weeks or less, you'll have this for the rest of your life. I'll bring you up to my 32 years of effectiveness and efficiency of your willpower, focus, energy, and time so you can get fit at this age, understanding the process. And again, moving forward with certainty. All right. Hello, 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 Pete. Glad to have you here. I am doing this live broadcast like I do every night on my Facebook page, and that's at 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏 page. And I am simulcasting it. I'm broadcasting on my YouTube channel too, and that's at 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏. But make sure you're on all of my social media platforms, Instagram, 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏, Twitter, 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏, LinkedIn, 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏, TikTok. Actually what I'm doing there, because that's where a lot of people are these days, and I'm doing like 3 live broadcasts throughout the day. Right before I go to the gym at 5 a.m., I'll do a live video broadcast. And then at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then I just got off because right before I do this nightly Workouts for Older Men live, I'll be on there for 20, 30 minutes. Right. So you want to be on all my social media platforms. Make sure that you are subscribed to my email list because I'm throwing out stuff in all different forms all over the internet, right? They all kind of cater to different forms of delivery. So you want to be on all of them, right? And you may not want to be on all these social media platforms, all these apps. I get that, but you want those distinctions to get to the next level. So you want to at least be on the apps that I'm on just for our time together for that information. Hello, 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 Daniel. Great to have you here, sir. Charlie, hello, hello, hello. Great to have you here. Jason, hello, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you tomorrow, right? Gladiator 392, can you get a six-pack without weight training? And is there a healthy way to eat right foods to get it? Yes. You have a six-pack set of abs, the structure of it. Everyone has them. It's just that they're covered to some level of fat, right? Some guys are really out of shape where their belly's protruding. Some are, not that bad, but they don't show that six-pack. So it's all about getting lean. Weight training, again, the more muscle that you build, the more active, the more calories you burn. I mean, all these things can add up and make it easier to get abs, but you don't need to do ab work. You don't need to do weight training to get abs. If you know what you're doing with the diet, though, but that's really important. Even cardio, you can get a six-pack set of abs without even doing cardio. Now, all those things help, and you probably should do them to be healthy and fit. But when you know how to eat the right way, yes, you can get a six-pack set of abs without weight training. Great question, right? Hey, I see you're on my YouTube channel, Gladiator. If you go to 𝗬𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗵, or if you go to YouTube, I made the ultimate how to get a six-pack set of abs when you're older. It's a half an hour, and I broke down, what I come into your world about training, the exercises, the routine, the different exercises. I talk about the mindset. I talk about the nutrition. I talk about the things about nutrition that men get confused, how cardio plays, the whole package. It's on that video over on 𝗬𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗵 and also on YouTube. It's a half an hour long. I remember that. I had 4 cameras going. I really planned it out. I had a board going so I could go down all these points, all the different cuts. Took a lot of time. Half hour is all you need to know on how to get a six-pack set of abs when you're older. But great question. Check that out on YouTube and my 𝗬𝗲𝗁𝗵.com website. Hey, I just posted a question yesterday about do you weigh yourself, right? Do you weigh yourself to monitor your progress? And I got a lot of different answers. And again, I've helped out a lot of men. I've gone through the journey, all the different ways you approach it. Whether you never weigh yourself, you weigh yourself every month, you weigh yourself every day, you weigh yourself twice a day. Any way you go in life has benefits and it has a potential downside. And really that's dependent on you. So let's talk about a couple ways. Some guys never get on the scale. They just use the mirror as their guide. And, that can work for you. Really depends on your standards, right? It's just like your finances. You can just earn money. I will earn as much money as I can. If you have a business, that could be unlimited, right? If you have a job, you make the same amount, maybe your 5% raise or whatever it is. And then you can just earn as much money as you can. You can not spend very much, all right? And you can have a pretty good outcome. And if it's the outcome you want, then great. But anything that is measured can be improved upon. Now, do you want to get that anal? Do you want to get that specific? All right. Sometimes, especially if you don't know how this weight on the scale works, it messes with your mind. So, for some people, it's probably better, you don't understand how this works. Just stay off the scale and do the disciplines that you need. You eat right, you do your cardio, do your weight training, be consistent, wait and be patient. Look at yourself in the mirror. You can get there, right? But really anything, all right, if you did monitor every nickel that went out in your spending, and then you're constantly challenging yourself to earn a nickel more, so to speak, with your job, that's a lot of energy. There's a price that you pay, but it will never slip away from you. You'll always be comparing and monitoring your progress, never letting up. All right. But again, so that's the pro and the con. All right. So if you weigh yourself every morning, again, you're constantly focusing on, and what we focus on what we want, we focus on what we become. So if you do that every morning, all right, again, you got to know that, if it's down or up a couple pounds and your habits are the same, you can't doubt the training routine that you're doing or the diet, make changes based on the up and down in the morning, because it will vary in the morning, right? It certainly will vary at night. All right. And I think most people know that, but some want to weigh themselves in the morning and weigh themselves at night. And, they get really particular about it. Again, there's a benefit and a drawback. Some men, they don't want to think about it as much, and they'll weigh themselves, just say every Saturday at 8 o'clock, right? Before they go to the gym. And that's good. They are monitoring it, right? So they do have an eye. They're not just totally dismissing that useful tool when you know how it works. But here's the challenge is that, you know, they can get on that scale on Saturday and it could be one weight. That's a good number, right? And then they work hard all week with their training, their nutrition. I mean, they're consistent. And then they get on that scale a week later and they're 1 pound up. And if you don't know how this works, you think, what? Did all that work? I must be doing something wrong. Maybe I need to cut my calories. Maybe I need to do more cardio. Where the fact of the matter is, they may, if they would have got on the scale like the day before, 24 hours before, they might have been 1 pound down from last Saturday. Now they're 1 pound up. It just total different mindset about the work that you, and it can cause uncertainty, cause you to unnecessarily change your training or nutrition. But again, it's the uncertainty because you don't know how it works, right? So, you know, when I get a client, I want him to understand all this, and I have him immerse himself in the process, maybe in a way that's not sustainable, but he's forced to learn how this works. And so with my clients, I have them weigh themselves every morning and every night. And then they text that to me. Not, I'm going to say, oh, well, it's 219, and therefore do this routine tomorrow, or take out some carbs or something tomorrow. I'm not going to do that, but I want them to immerse themselves in the process, be accountable, so they're watching. And the reason why is they learn how it works, right? And there's no guesswork, so it's not going to throw them off in the future. They understand how it works by doing it. So, Tyrone, how are you, sir? You guys all watch that Super Bowl? You know, I got to tell you something is that, you know, I grew up, you know, in the hip hop age. Actually, when you know, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, I mean, Dr. Dre, Eminem. I mean, that was probably the most exciting time of my life. That's where, you know, I quit my job and I was going on this journey, the challenge of becoming a 6-time national champion, the ups and downs and the sweat and the tears and the journey, all the good stuff that came with it, but all the downside of all that dedication. So if I'm going to be emotionally connected to a time period, I would be that. But I just thought, I don't get where everybody is just like, that was just the greatest thing ever, greatest Super Bowl ever, right? I didn't see that. I mean, it was all right, right? So I'm curious what you thought of that. I know. Sometimes I wonder if everybody says something, is my brain going to naturally go against it, right? Because I do not get where that was so awesome like they're saying. I don't get it. You tell me what you think. All right. But here's the thing related to fitness, and this affects our life, is 50 Cent, right? I mean, the first, when I saw him, you know, round, still works out, but he's got that body fat percentage about, I don't know, 25%, which is okay, fine. You know, I don't know how old. Does someone do a Google search and tell me how old 50 Cent is? But he's not a younger guy. I mean, then you got to put in more work when you're older. I mean, you should have, I don't care if you're 50, 60. I know even our athletes and even our entertainers get the round face. I mean, Dr. Dre had that too. Snoop Dogg didn't. You know, his face is still lean and angular. I mean, you can have that if you want to put in the work. It's just, you get satisfied in life and being lean. All right, that's good, but it's not worth all the sacrifice. I mean, just how you prioritize it. But yeah, he got ripped apart for being $1 or whatever the jokes were. But I think that's something that we all have to keep an eye on. And I'll tell you, watching your weight, it creeps up. There have been times where, you know, I look fine. I'm going to go through a period of time where I'm not going to videotape. You know, I'm not going to try to impress you as I'm giving you this information looking ripped. I mean, I never get way up far out. But if I don't watch the scale, it can creep up. I can understand, you know, I got my kids, their sports, got life, the same responsibilities that you had, you know, in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, right? You know, that I avoided running around being a bodybuilder. Well, I got all those now. So I know how, you know, it's tough to balance it all, right? That's why I have a lot of empathy, you know, for you, right? And I give you the most effective and efficient strategies, not all everything overdone like a bodybuilder, like I used to teach. I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, to look this way at almost 60 years old, and the way I did it in all my ebooks to be a champion, a lot of it's excess. If I'd say that was a 10 out of 10 effort, it takes me a 3 out of 10 effort now because I know what really didn't matter and what doesn't, right? And I need to conserve that willpower, focus, energy, and time because I got a lot bigger things than my own body and winning a contest. All right. Right when I get off here, man, I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning working, like I said, this broadcast. I did 3 other, TikToks. I posted some videos on social media, made some follow-up calls with gentlemen who are looking forward to coaching. Right. And, it's 6:19 here on the West Coast. Man, I got to suck it up. I got to play, get some batting practice and some throws in with my son and daughter to keep the routine going, get them going on their 15-minute basketball drill. And I already finished the football drills a little bit earlier, right? So I'm helping you I'm helping you become more efficient because I know there's a lot of things you want to do and you don't want to just become a bodybuilder. Is that impressive? James, tell me what's impressive. The reason why is that, I've got all these cameras. You see everything that I do. I can video edit and shoot this and work out the technology. I'll post all this stuff. If you find it interesting, the thing is, I don't know what's interesting to you, right? I'm always impressed. Like this show, all I do is just kind of wing it. In the past, I had to have a topic, an intro, a body, and an end, a call to action, right? Just by the book. It made it, difficult to come to you often. But I just turn on the camera, and I've been getting a lot of compliments. They just love this off the cuff. So if you want to see me, because our morning starts off, we do these mental exercises. I've talked about it a lot. Your work on bringing us knowledge. Okay, great. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're doing round robin for basketball drills in the backyard. Just very quickly, it takes about 10 minutes, all 4 of us. And then, what you don't see is, and because this is new for me, I wasn't a big stretcher, right? But the kids, they have all the calisthenics, the lunges, walking lunges, the butt kickers, the Frankensteins, all those type of things, karaoke. And so we do that every single morning. It takes about 10 minutes. We do it in our garage. I can film all my activity for you if you want a behind the scenes look. I really am looking forward to a challenge. I think I'm going to be doing that 75 hard pretty soon. I was going to wait until 75 days before my 60th birthday, but that's a couple months from now. I'm thinking, I'm just going to start that 75 hard now. All right. So Charlie says, I weigh every Sunday morning. It's like a yo-yo. 1 week, I lose a pound, and then I gain a pound. Then I lose 2 pounds. See, that's what I'm saying, Charlie, if you caught the beginning of it. If you were to weigh yourself, every day, you would see that 2 pound up, 1 pound down, 2 pound up, 1 pound down. When you just weigh yourself every Sunday, you don't really know what happened in those 7 days beforehand, but it was really doing the same thing. So if you get a bad number, you might think, oh man, my training isn't working or my diet isn't working. Again, you might have been 2 pounds down in that week on Friday, just 24 hours before. Or if you're a few pounds up, it might cause so much uncertainty. Hey, this isn't working. Even if you like the way you look in the mirror, you might say, why am I 2 pounds up? Must be doing something wrong. And it causes a lot of uncertainty where that's not it. It's just not understanding how to read it. So that's helpful. If you go to my 𝗬𝗲_𝗲𝗏 website, again, I take the time and I explain all the different angles. And really, I'm starting to think, we live in a TikTok world where just tell me what the answer is in 30 seconds or a minute and not tie it all together with 8 different points and make a 15-minute video because nobody's going to hear all those points. And but if you go to my 𝗬𝗲_𝗲𝗏 website, I think it's at the top of the page. It's how to measure progress. And I not only talk about weight on the scale, the pros and cons. I take about taking pictures. I talk about the mirror, talk about how your clothes fit. All right. So check that out. How to measure progress on my 𝗬𝗲_𝗲𝗏 website. All right, guys. Good questions. Thank you for being here. So you had a double shift at the jail. All right. Okay, guys. So James says, I like weighing myself every day, but I take more feedback from my training on how I look in the mirror. Yeah, and it's also, you know, how many carbs you have, what kind of mood, how the rest of life's going. It can make that vision you see in the mirror. You can either judge yourself harshly or easily, depending on your mood too. So sometimes even look in the mirror, it's just a crazy mind game, but I probably don't have to tell you that. But hopefully by me telling you that that's the way it is for everybody, you can realize you're not alone, right? You're not going crazy. All right, so that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Be with me every single night at this time. Post your questions, even when you watch this in the replay version. I will acknowledge you. I'll answer your question. I'll link you to one of the many videos. Make sure on all of my social media platforms. And I have listed down below all the different ways that I can help you reach your goals. And one, if you look down there, I'm giving away 90-minute goal setting sessions because a lot of guys, they just can't get themselves going, be motivated, right? And so as I have time, just fill out that questionnaire, submit it to me, and good luck. All right. You can see that in all the different ways that I can help you. All right. So that's going to do it. Let's live with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day.